Hi everybody, I'm Jim, the hippie redneck geek, and I was going to do uh, some ribs this weekend and realized that I did not have the rub. I was out of my rub that I use, and so this video is going to be about creating the rub that I use for my pork things that I cook. So I use this on Boston butts, pork Boston butts, pork shoulders, such like that, that I'm going to do a slow cook um, on ribs, on both baby back and St. Louis cut or spare ribs. So this is the rub that I use, and we're going to go through this here. This is based on a recipe that I found on Meatheads. Shout out to Meathead for that. Um, I will put a link down in the description here, the ingredients that are used for this rub, and a link to Meathead, so if you want to see, you can see the original uh, uh, recipe. And so hope you enjoy this recipe on making the rub, and here we go. So one of the ingredients that is used in this rub is rosemary powder. Very difficult to find. Usually you can only find the leaves or granulated rosemary. So what I do is I'll buy the leaves, and I will then use a mortar and pestle and grind them up and make my own powder. So this is what we use here, and we'll make rosemary powder from this. So first we get our rosemary leaves here, and just pour the whole thing in here. We're just going to do all this here up into powder, because this is what we're going to use. We're going to use it eventually anyway, only as a powder. We'll never use it as leaves. So basically we're just going to sit here and we're going to grind this all up into a powder. Now you can use, remember those coffee grinders that has got the whirring blades. It's actually really not good for grinding coffee beans, but that will actually do a pretty good job of making this into a powder as well, if you have one of those. Unfortunately, mine broke that I was used to use for making this powder, so I have to do it by hand. And I'm not going to sit here and have you watch me grind this here into powder here for this whole time, so we're going to skip ahead. So first we gather all of our ingredients together here so we can make the sauce, make the rub sauce. We're not making a sauce, we're making a rub. And so we're going to go through this here. Again, I will have the recipe in the description below. And so we're going to start off here. We're going to use salt. We need a quarter cup of salt, and I just broke my salt pour spout. Yes, really good. Let's see if I can get this here fixed here. There, I can make a quarter cup of salt. I can block the camera here. Quarter cup of salt, and then we're going to go 3/4 cup of brown sugar. I prefer using the dark brown sugar, but all I have is light brown sugar, and this is something that I actually happen to have. So we're going to do 3/4 cup brown sugar. Needs to be packed. There's a 1/4 cup. A 1/2 cup. And 3/4 cup. And you see I'm not exactly precise, but I'm pretty close here. And then we're going to do 3/4 cup of white sugar. We'll get a white sugar, granulated white sugar. So we need 3/4 cup of this. There's 1/4 cup. There's 1/2 cup. And 3/4 cup. Okay. And then we're going to use, then we're going to do a 1/2 cup of paprika. Now I prefer the smoked paprika, the spicy smoked paprika. Unfortunately, they didn't have any of that at the store, so I just got the regular paprika. You can adjust this here to taste as you like. Some people don't like the smoked paprika, others do. Some like that flavor. Personally, I prefer that flavor. Problem is getting these open now. So we get I'm having a little trouble getting the paprika opened up here. There we go. So we need a 1/2 cup of paprika. So we use the 1/4 cup again here. We're just going to go fill this up twice. It was a 1/2 cup. There's 1/4 cup, so we'll do it again for a 1/2 cup. And not going to go quite all the way to full here because we do like a little bit of kick here at our house. So I'm going to use a little bit of actually some cayenne pepper here, just to add a little bit of a kick here to the flavor here. And again, I have problems opening. So we're going to set this here down here for a second here. I'll get this open. So I'm taking, there's no exact measurement here, just enough to give you kind of the flavor you want. So we just add in here just basically equivalent of about a tablespoon of cayenne pepper into with the paprika. And we put that all in there. And so our next thing is a 1/4 cup of garlic powder. So the garlic powder here, we have garlic powder. And we're going to do a 1/4 cup of garlic powder. And we got just, looks like I got just enough here to make a 1/4 cup here. How's that? How's that? Perfect there. Perfect. 1/4 cup of garlic powder. I'm going to close up all these lids here so that I always reuse my fill them with the refill, so you can get the large canisters and just refill them. Gotta put the shaker in here. There we go. All right. So the next thing we need is 2 tablespoons of ground black pepper. So we get a black pepper here. We need 2 tablespoons black pepper. There's 1. Two tablespoons of black pepper. And we're going to do 2 tablespoons of ground ginger. Hopefully I've got enough here. If not, it'll just be a little bit light on the ginger. There's 1. And 2. And I still got a little bit left over. Excellent. Okay. And then 2 tablespoons of onion powder. Then we're going to do 2 tablespoons here of onion powder. 1. Okay, battery ran out on the camera, so I had to plug it in. I don't know where it ended up, whether I got the garlic in. So we basically, onion powder. So we added in 2 tablespoons of onion powder. That should have been the last thing we just did. And the next thing we're going to do is rosemary. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get the ending of the rosemary that I do in the mortar and pestle. And ended up finding a grinder that works, and ground it into a powder. So I have the rosemary leaves here is now a powder. We need 2 teaspoons. Let's see here. Where's the teaspoon here? 2 teaspoons of rosemary. Now, rosemary is very strong flavor, so it's going to add quite a bit of flavor to this here. 1. 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons of rosemary. And the last ingredient I like to use is coffee grounds, and I use coffee grounds, pre-used coffee grounds, and basically just dry it out. And I have a dehydrator, and it takes about an hour, hour and a half to dry out coffee grounds. And so basically, what I'm going to put in here, and I usually do it when I'm doing something else. I'm dehydrating something else, or you can put it in the oven for about at like 2 1/4 for about an hour to dry it out. And so I will put in. I put in to this here. Add to this mix is, there we go here. There's a 1/4 cup. And half a cup here. So we got half a cup of coffee of and like I said, this is used coffee grounds that has just been dehydrated. Put it in your oven when you're cooking something else, or in your dehydrator when you're cooking something else. It does not take a lot of time to dehydrate it. And we're just going to mix all this here up. Get it all mixed in here very well. I said I use this here for all my pork. I use it for when I'm doing pulled pork for the Boston butts. I can put it on my ribs. If I wanted to do just a dry rub rib, or even if I want to do barbecue sauce or something else, I will use it on that. This is good on pork chops. It's good on a lot of stuff. So yeah, so we got it all mixed up here, and as we go along here. So when this is done, you can store it. This is what I had left over from my previous mix here, and there's a reason why I didn't have enough here to do ribs for this weekend. So I'm going to add it to this here, and I'll probably have a little bit too much here, but just keep it stored in a mason jar here, and it'll last quite a while stored in here because it's sealed, and it will kind of pack up a little bit. You can just break it up whenever you open it up. Break it up if it does pack down a little bit. If you have to, you can put it in dehydrated a little bit. Oops, I got a little bit of sugar here that didn't quite get mixed in here at the bottom. And we can do a final mixing whenever it's in here in the jar here too as well. So this get this all in here. I'm not going to get it all in here, but we got a good bit of it in here. So I'll use this. The rest of this here I'll get use up here very soon here when I do my ribs this weekend here. So we store it all in this mason jar here, and it's just, you shake it up, mix it up, get it thoroughly mixed up here very well, and now you got rub to last you quite a while there. Hope you enjoyed. Click subscribe, click the notification bell for the next video. The next video will be making some Kansas City barbecue sauce because I didn't realize that we didn't have any of that left anymore. So I'll have to make some of that for the ribs for this weekend. And see you on the next video. Thank you.